Hey guys, welcome to Ben Wrenchin. My name's Ben, and today I'm wrenching on my 2008 Infiniti FX35. This is a bit of a follow-up video from when I changed out my catalytic converters, but I'm switching out the Y pipe today. There's 6 bolts holding on the Y pipe, but they're right underneath the car, so this shouldn't take too long. I've already got it jacked up, so let me catch you up to where we're at, and then we'll get started. Alright, so I've got it jacked up on the passenger side. Jack stand under the front and the rear, and also my jack as a safety net. I've also got the wheels on the other side chalked for extra safety. But right underneath, right in the middle of the car, is the Y pipe. I did just change out my catalytic converters, and I was hoping that was going to reduce some of the noise that I've had. It still sounds pretty rough though, and I think it's coming from these loose heat shields. I did try to use some pipe clamps to clamp them down and reduce some of that noise, but it worked for a while, and it seemed to have gotten worse. After putting the catalytic converters in, I didn't really notice a huge noise reduction, and it actually seemed like it made the noise worse that's coming from the Y pipe. So I'm hoping it's just these heat shields, and when I put the new one in, it'll fix it. If not, it can definitely use a new Y pipe because this section here is really crunchy. It's pretty much gone on that side. I've got 2 bolts on either side of the front of the Y pipe and 2 bolts at the back side here. I'm hoping I don't have to cut those off, so I'm going to try everything I can. But these 4 at the front should be easy to take off because I just put them on a few months ago. I think I'll start at the back since those are going to be the most difficult, and I know that once I get those off, I can just spin these right off. So let me get started back there, and I'll see what I got to do to get those out. A few things I know I'm going to need. I'm going to slide my baby mat under there. I'll link one of those in the description. If you're ever working underneath your car and you're in a garage like I am, make sure you get a baby mat. These are awesome for that. And I've got my set of nut and bolt extractors. I'm going to use those on the nuts on the back of the Y pipe, and a nut and bolt size checker. This is a really cool tool I got from Olsa tools. It really kind of started my relationship with them. I'll link that in the description too. These are great, and I'm sure I'll figure out that I need more than that along the way, but I'm going to start there. Looking at the back side of this bolt coming through the Y pipe, this nut is totally rusted off, so I'm going to start with a wire brush and see how much of it I can clean up. I'm hoping maybe it'll just break right off of there, but if not, I can use a nut extractor to get it off. So that one really feels like the best size nut extractor. So from there, I'll just put a 3/8 adapter to a 1/2 drive, and I'll see if I can use my battery ratchet to spin it out. So let's see what we got going on. Well, I really can't tell if it just broke apart or if I got it off. There is a gap right there, so it's definitely loose. So I'll try to do the same on the other side. And the other side looks just as bad, if not worse. So I'll clean it up a bit and see if I can get what's left of that rusted nut off of here. And as easily as this is breaking apart, I'm sure it should come off. Same thing here, I'll hammer on this nut extractor. I would imagine the noise I'm experiencing when I'm driving is all of this rust just rattling around inside that heat shield. And we'll see if this one will break loose too. I think it's biting into it. And if this works, I can't believe this is gonna work because these are pretty much just totally gone. Hey, I think it worked. Yeah, there is that little bit of what's left of the nut inside this extractor, so I did get that one off too. These nut extractors are really good. I'll link some of these in the description. But now that I've got both of those off, I should be able to separate this here. Maybe rust welded together a little bit. So I'll just hammer on it and try to break through this rust here. And it's really just rusted right here at the bottom of this bolt. So I'll try to get the chisel in here. Move it around a little bit to try to get some of that rust off. There we go, I got it. And now it's separated. So I can see that both are completely loose. So that's good news. And with the back half separated, I can go ahead and take the nuts off the front side. I'll have to check what size these nuts are because I don't remember from the last time I did them. And it looks like they're 14mm. So I'll get a 14mm deep socket with a 5-inch extension, and I'll use that to break these loose. And I don't need the extension for this one. Alright, so both of those came off easy. If you have trouble getting these off because you've still got the original nuts, check out my other video on the catalytic converter replacement that I did. I don't remember what all I did to get those off, but I remember they were pretty bad. And same thing on this side. It's a little more difficult to get to because I only jacked up one side of the car. And with all those off, this should be pretty easy to take off. Let's see if I can get my pry bar in here. There we go. And I'll get this side all the way off. And there's one side. And then I'll do the same on this side. Just get my pry bar in here and get it all the way off those posts. And the whole thing dropped down. So that was actually pretty easy. And I'm glad I wasn't right underneath it when that happened, but that's one way to get it off. So the good news is I got it all the way out. And just in case I haven't given you enough reasons to use a baby mat, you can just pull everything out at once. The nut and bolt extractor that I needed was 7/16 or 11 millimeters. So I will link this kit in the description. And I couldn't help but notice at this point that the fill plug for this transfer case is right here, and the drain plug is right here on this side. So this would be a great time for me to drain and refill my transfer case. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that in a separate video, and I'll link it in the description. I would encourage you to go ahead and change out your transfer case fluid while you got the Y pipe off. I believe the maintenance schedule calls for this to be changed out every 100,000 miles. Mine just turned over 200,000 miles, so I'm sure it's due to have that fluid changed out. So there's the old one. I will set it next to the new one and compare the two. If you've been following the channel, you will remember that I got this Y pipe from Flash Arc when they sent me the catalytic converters for this car. I am not able to use that one. It does not match the size of the OEM replacement, so I went ahead and got one of these. It is exactly the same as my original Y pipe, and it came with gaskets and bolts and everything that I need to install it. I will link this in the description. I will not be linking this Y pipe because it doesn't fit. I tried to install it for a few hours and realized that it just wasn't going to fit. This side here makes contact with the transfer case and makes it impossible to install that one. So I've got it listed on Facebook Marketplace. I got a guy coming to pick it up right now. But in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and try to install this new one. It should be pretty simple. What I noticed is the bolts on the back are welded on and the ones on the front are not. So that means I'm going to have to put the back in first and then bolt down the front. Make sure I get the gaskets in between there. So I'll have to slide the back in first and then get the front bolted up. But that's pretty much going to be it. It's got these brackets here, and I don't really know what these are for, but they don't go to anything on my car. I have to leave these in there because they're welded onto this bracket. So I'm just going to leave all this as is. I don't need any of this though. But looking at them side by side, they look identical. The only difference is that the heat shield obviously is on the old one, and I don't have a heat shield for the new one. I thought about reusing this one and just bolting it together, but I'd have to cut all those bolts off, and I just don't like the way it looks. So my solution for what to do with not having a heat shield on the new one was to install some adhesive heat shield tape. I basically just measured it out and cut it to about the size that I wanted to get it, and then just stuck it on up there. I left it for a day or two just to make sure that it was going to stay put. It looks like it's going to work. It may not be the best, but it's probably better than nothing. And I also think that it's going to be better than reusing this heat shield onto this new one. That would have presented its own problems because these brackets are welded on and I couldn't get the heat shield around those. So it was probably a lost cause to try to get that on there anyway. But I'm pretty happy with how these turned out, so I'm hoping that's going to be good enough. It's at least going to do something, and it looks like they're going to stay put. I would imagine once you heat them up, they're going to adhere even better. So I think that's going to be okay. This Y pipe came with these metal gaskets, and I don't like these as much as I do these paper gaskets. I stole these from the kit with the Flash Arc Y pipe, so I am going to use these. I'll probably give these to the guy who's buying this Flash Arc Y pipe from me and see if he wants to use those, but I prefer these, so I'm going to look for some of these on Amazon and link them in the description if I can find them. But if not, these do come with this Y pipe, so you can use the metal gaskets instead. I think these look good side by side. I've got all the hardware I need, so I'm ready to just take off the rest of this plastic wrap and get this one installed. One thing I'd like to point out is these mating surfaces are angled slightly, and so I will need to install this with this side up. You can write a U on the top of it just so you don't get it confused, but if you flip this over, you won't be able to install it correctly because these bolt holes won't line up. I did make that mistake with the aftermarket Y pipe as I was trying to install it, and I ended up having to flip it over underneath the car, which was not fun, so make sure you line these up correctly. So I'll get this one under there and we'll get it installed. So before I put the new Y pipe on, I really just need to clean up this surface going to the back exhaust pipe. I'm going to use some 80 grit sandpaper because that's what I've got right here. So I'll just clean this up. And I'll hope that that's good enough. I'll go ahead and take off these metal gaskets that came with the catalytic converters. I'm hoping it's possible that the noise that I was having was coming from this connection, so these paper gaskets will help. And according to ChatGPT, I don't need any kind of muffler sealer. These paper gaskets just install dry like this. So I'll just put the new one under here. I've already got the new gasket on the back, and I've got the paper gaskets on the front as well. I've got some nuts and bolts that came with this one. I don't know if I'm going to use those or not, but I'll throw those under here just in case. And then what I'm gonna do is try to mate up this back side first and then get the front on those posts. I may need to get some jack stands to hold up the front so that it lines up right and I can get these posts in here. So I'm gonna try that first and see if that helps me out. And I feel like with those up on jack stands, that's gonna help me out a lot. And I can get the front connections underneath the catalytic converter if I put one of the jack stands down. And that helps me be able to line up these posts here. I'll just need to lift this side up to get the posts lined up. And once I get these installed, then I can line up the front a lot easier with this in here. So now that I've got those in, I can put these washers on here and get these nuts started just a few turns to make sure that this holds on. I'm not gonna tighten it down because I need to have some wiggle room to get the front lined up. But this will at least hold it in place and keep it from crashing down on me again. So I'll do that for now, and then I'll work on the front. And since this one doesn't have a jack stand holding it up, it's probably going to be the easiest to get in here first. So really all I got to do is get these posts from the catalytic converters into these holes on the Y pipe. Hopefully I can bend this enough to get it around there. All right, and there we go. That one's pretty much on there. That one's close, so I'm going to work on the other side and see if that helps it line up better. And on this side, I can move this jack stand out of the way. And then hopefully I can get this one around these posts without having to bend it too much. So it doesn't want to quite line up right, but I feel like if I can bend this around a little bit, I can get these lined up and they should just fall into place. There we go. That one slid right into place, so we're good there. So with the post through these holes, I'm gonna put these nuts back on here. Again, I'm just gonna get these on loose so I can have some wiggle room for the other posts. And once I get nuts on all 6 posts, then I'll tighten all of them down. All right, so I've got those on, but they're still loose. And now I just need to work on getting this one onto here, and it lines up a lot easier with that other one lined up. So that's good enough to get a couple of nuts on here. And there we go. So now that I got all 6 on, I'm gonna get these torqued down. I'm gonna position the gasket as I tighten these down so I can get it centered as best I can. So I'm just gonna go slow, tighten one side at a time. And I wanna make sure that they look pretty even. And that side feels pretty good, so I'm gonna move on to the other side. And if I hold this gasket up right where I want it while I tighten it, then I can get it in the right spot. And then I'll do the same thing for the other side. All right, so that side feels pretty good too. I'm gonna go ahead and do the same thing for the back bolts. And for these, I did use the nuts that came with the kit. These are 17mm nuts, and they came with washers. And I'll just tighten down these nuts a little bit until I get both pretty much flush. Make sure they both look even. All right, and now I'll torque all these down. And the best info I can find looks like 35 is going to be the magic number for a torque spec for all 6 of these bolts. So I've got a small 3-inch extension on my torque wrench to try to get the head of the torque wrench away from this pipe. If it's resting on this pipe, then I'm not going to get a good torque reading. So I want to make sure that I get these torqued down without getting a bad torque reading. And that feels pretty tight, so I'm gonna stop. I don't like the way this feels. I'm getting it a little too tight. And since I can't get my torque wrench in here and get an accurate reading, I'm just gonna use my stubby half drive ratchet and get these tightened down as much as I can with this. And I'll call that close enough to 35. All right, so I think the back's good. I'm gonna move on to the front. And same thing here, I'm just gonna tighten these down as much as I can with this stubby ratchet. And I think that's gonna have to be good enough because that's the best I can get on these. But I feel good enough about that, so I'll start it up and see what it sounds like. So I did a few different recordings of the sound of the exhaust on this. The first was what I originally had with the old Y pipe. The second was with the Y pipe removed, and that was pretty loud and aggressive. And now that I've got everything installed, I'm gonna do one more and see what it sounds like. And that noise you're hearing is just my belt. The belt tensioner is bent, and I need to work on that, so I will link that once I get that done. But I think the exhaust sounds pretty good. It looks good. I'm happy with it. I think it could be better, but I really think I need to just go ahead and replace everything behind the Y pipe. So I am eventually gonna do this pipe with the muffler, as well as the back muffler with the 2 tailpipes coming out of it. That whole section comes in a kit. It's about $350, so I'm going to do that at some point too. So if you want to see that, subscribe and check out the rest of the work that I do on this 2008 Infiniti FX35. I've done a lot of work on this car, but it's been a really good car for us. So next up is going to be the belt tensioner. I'll make a video for that because it's been a problem for a long time, but I think I found a solution for it. So that's going to do it for this one, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.